HTML iframes. An iframe is used to display a web page within a web page. Iframe syntax. Now, the syntax for adding an iframe is put an iframe, that's an open bracket, and you put a source URL. The source attribute specifies the URL or web address of the iframe page. Iframe sets height and width. Usually you specify specific height and width for your iframes. So use the height and width attributes to specify the size. You cannot just have an iframe that will fill up the whole page. So you have to be specific where you want it to appear on your web page. So it should just be like a little window somewhere in the corner of the page, or probably in the center of the page. But you use the height and width attributes to specify the size of the iframe you want to use in question. Okay, so the attribute values are specified in pixels by default, but they can also be in percent, like 80%, 100%. So this is an example. You have the iframe, the source, then you have the width and the height. Put an iframe in this div here. I just copied and pasted. So you could see the width and the height specified there. You can see the source, and you have a frame border, you have an allow autoplay, and you have an encrypted media to allow full screen. So when we refresh this, you could see the iframe showing here. Right now I'm not connected, so but you could see it works. You have the scroll. So right here, the video is going to appear. Now, usually, most times, if your browser doesn't support it for a developer, you write your browser does not support the iframe in here. Let me change the background color of the page to something other than white. Come to the body and put a style, and let's select a good color here. Okay, let's use this one, CC99FF. Save and preview. Okay, you can still see it. It's a little bit better than the white, so okay, iframe. Remove the border. By default, an iframe has a black border around it. So to remove the border, add the style attribute and use the CSS border property. Example, when we've added our syntax, use a style border none. Okay, so let me create a different iframe here so that I can leave that one. Now copy another iframe here, another video, or maybe a video from Facebook. Okay, so let's put a BR and HR. Okay, let's save and preview. So you should see another iframe pop up. So that's our iframe. Alright, so when we refresh, we now have two iframes. The first video up there, and now this is a new video. As you can see, they are all the same width and height, with a frame border of 0. So you can see that with an iframe, we can embed a video into our web page. With CSS, you can also change the size, style, and color of the iframe's border. So for example, when we have our iframe, you can put a style of, rather than border none, you put border 5 pixels dotted red, so that we can see the border around the iframe. Right now it looks like we don't have a border on the first iframe. It looks completely indifferent from the second one. So now we're going to change that a bit. So let's use border of 10 pixels, solid. Let's use red. Okay. Let's refresh this. Watch for the difference. Now you could see the borders could begin to come out, right? Yes, because they usually have a border. Iframes usually have a border, so sometimes you may not see it, but like this video that popped up, you could see the border around it. Yeah, it's almost invisible because the frame border was set to 0, but now we've made the frame border to be set to 10 pixels, solid and red, so we can see the line around it. Use iframe as a target for a link. An iframe can be used as a target frame for a link, not just a text. The target attribute of the link must refer to the name attribute of the iframe. It's not only pictures and text that we can use as links, we can also use an iframe. So we're going to try this example and see what comes out of this. So let's get to it. So we create another iframe here. The source, we're going to leave the source blank because we want to make this a link target. Okay, so name, we're going to call this iframe underscore A. Okay, so for the width, we'll go with what we have here, 560. And the height of 315. Okay, then we create a paragraph. Then in our paragraph, we create a link. So href, let's use sites that can appear in an iframe. Not all sites appear in iframes, so we're going to use the sites that can work with an iframe. Let's try bitsdefender.com. Not all sites appear in iframes, like Google, Facebook, they won't appear in an iframe. Okay, the target will be the iframe, so we're going to put iframe underscore A here, so that when you click on the link, it opens up in the iframe, not on a new tab or on a new web page. So click on me. Okay, so it looks good. Let's preview this. Remember that not all sites appear on iframes, so you might use a site like Google and it doesn't work and you think the link is broken. No, not all sites appear on iframes. That's why I'm using an unorthodox site here, so that we see how it is an example. So let's get to it. There we see our iframe there. Click on me. Now when I click on the click on me, instead of opening another tab or on the same page, it opens in an iframe. There you have it. See? fully functional. It works like a mobile. Above you can see all the links are functional. Okay, it works just as it will if it was on the site itself. So this is a way you could do something if you want to put a link to another website on your own web page without having to viewers or the clients to move to that website. You could just create an iframe and put a link there. Hopefully that site will be able to show an iframes.